The thoughts, opinions, and general overall shade thrown on High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your hosts, Jason Beck and Rico Lamitte, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by Cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Oh, yeah. Good morning, everybody. That's right. It is Friday, March 22nd, and today is National West Virginia Day, you guys. Shout out to everybody in West Virginia. It's also National Bavarian Crepes Day.
Nothing nice to say about West Virginia.
Don't worry, bro. I got a Chicago story for you today. It's also National Bavarian Crepes Day. National Goof Off Day, Mathieu St. Germain. And thank you all for joining us and getting high at 9 with us. It's also high noon on the East Coast. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to us on all social media platforms. You can look down below on your screen to see exactly where we live on the internet. And we are live every Monday through Friday on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on our very own website at www.highat9news.com. But we have the lone black star coming in today. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's the dope dad himself, Mr. Rico Lamitte, young black star. I see rocking.
I'm not alone.
I love
Dr.
it.
T's on here with me, man. Come on now.
Oh, boy. He's always trying to make it racial. I'm talking about your hat, Rico. Black Star.
Hey, I mean, the name Black Star is racial. It's Bryant Mitchell. He is a black farmer, cultivator, and a black operator in the space. So it is racial, Jason.
It's not really racial, bro.
You don't want it
just
to be.
making it racial.
It's okay.
It's making it racial.
It's okay.
It's okay. I know.
I know you think we live in a post-racial world, but we don't, brother.
A post-racial? Oh, God. Here we go. That's right. It is none other than the dope dad himself, Mr. Rico Lamitte.
Oh, yeah, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. Black and I'm proud.
Mm-hmm.
Loud.
Black and proud. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Hey, speaking of pride, we can now add Janet Yellen to the growing list of Biden administration officials speaking loudly and proudly, publicly, in support of cannabis legislation reform. David Lander reported in Reuters that the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said on Thursday she would welcome legislation that would rectify the conflict between federal and state laws on the sale and use of marijuana that is preventing cannabis firms from accessing the banking system. When asked at a U.S. House of Representatives Appropriations Subcommittee hearing, one day after HHS Secretary Javier Becerra forgot that cannabis was Schedule I on the issue, which forces cannabis businesses to hold large amounts of cash, Yellen said this: "I think it's a real problem, and it would be desirable to have legislation that alleviated this problem." Republican Representative Dave Joyce said that he had raised the same issue with former Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin, one of Jason's boys.
Mm-hmm. Steve's my guy.
Right?
Steve's my guy. We hang out at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
He dodged the question, and little has changed since then. Yellen also has previously said the issue is an impediment to collecting taxes from cannabis firms. In response to Joyce's question about her position, Yellen said that she would potentially welcome legislation in this area that would clarify for banks what their responsibilities are. The fact that marijuana is outlawed by the federal government creates an impediment to banks' willingness to provide banking services. to cannabis firms, and it creates all the problems that you are all familiar with. For the article, Yellen did not specifically speak on the provisions that she considered crucial for such legislation, nor comment on a measure passed last year by the U.S. Senate Banking Committee that aims to expand the industry's access to traditional banking services. I think legislation may be necessary to raise the comfort level that banks have been doing in this business, however, she said. Democratic Representative Steny Hoyer said that he would assist Yellen and Republican colleagues in passing such legislation because the current situation is putting businesses and employees at risk. I'm neither a user nor a suggester of using. The fact of the matter is every state that voted on it has made it legal. Every state. It's not necessarily true. But with the exception of Bachera fumbling the bag on Wednesday, it's beginning to look a lot like all the Democrats are falling in line with pro-cannabis reform rhetoric. It does not mean whatever does happen in what I believe to be Biden's premeditated October surprise will be perfect, or any of us will agree with actually what comes out of it. But I do believe that the age of top-tier legislative ignorance towards mainstream cannabis business issues, if it is not already, it will soon be a thing of the past. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High 9 News. Let's talk about it.
Man, Janet Yellen. I mean, in all honesty, I'm glad to see that she has evolved on this position. It seems like at least a little bit, but I believe that it's probably just nothing more than lip service and placating to the left to try to pander for votes for Biden.
She said it before.
She said it before? So she's just on repeat? Is that what you're telling me?
No, she come out in support. Early last year, she came out in support saying that she supports legislation that will move banking forward because it's not an issue that's not going to go backward. That's going to go backwards in time.
Well, she gets it. She gets it at least. She knows that you can't shovel that much sand back into the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Mnuchin dodged the question and literally told reporters that asked him about it, next question.
I mean, that's Steve, bro. That's Steve. That's how he is.
That's Steve. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. Like
he didn't. He wasn't
night
ready.
And day,
he wasn't ready to answer.
Night and day what the previous
question.
administration was doing. And it looks like
I would totally disagree
on.
I would totally disagree on that because Trump actually signaled to get safe banking onto his desk. And he verbatim said that he said get something onto my desk, and so I'm not buying your rhetoric.
I am buying that the Democrats are talking about it and the Republicans did not talk about it. That's what my point is, Jason.
Well, maybe the reason that they're not talking about it is because there's nothing happening on any of these fronts, and the Democrats are just using it as whistleblowers and dog whistles to try to rally people. Just saying.
Honestly, I think they're not talking about it the same reason they are having disagreements over the border issues. It's politics over practicality. Yellen is just an economist. She's just speaking her truth,
and a bad economist at that. Just saying.
All economists speak from a subjective voice. With a subjective voice, they have different theories on where the economy is going to go, and none of them can agree what the word economy even means when it comes to.
I can tell you where the economy is going. It's going in the shithole.
Okay, you're the money expert. I love it, man.
I'm just saying.
But I think this is very, very indicative of the Biden administration is telling them he's taking his muzzles off of all these people.
You think he's taking muzzles off? He can't even take his shoes off.
He's taking the muzzles off.
Stop
of his
it.
Administration of all these people, all these Democrats that were higher up cabinet members and stuff like that who did not answer to any of these issues until that State of the Union address. As soon as Joe Biden said something, like all of them are saying shit now, and it's looking a lot like they're all on the same message.
You are just virtual signaling, bro. This is total virtue signaling right now.
You trying to get a rise out of me, man? Like,
I can't believe you're virtue signaling on this stuff so much, man. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I can't believe.
Like I said at the end of my story, I'm not saying anything good is going to happen out of this. I'm not saying that we are going to agree with what they absolutely that they eventually put forward at the end of the day. What I am saying is, it looks like they're all on the same message, and they're going to be moving forward with some sort of legislation.
I haven't
seen. It will be under Democratic legislation.
Let me tell you something.
Written by Democrats.
Okay, let me tell you something. Democrats couldn't pass something around cannabis legislation, even if they recruited Troy Aikman. Okay.
What?
Yeah, straight up.
What's Troy Aikman got to do with it?
Because he's a quarterback, bro. He passes things. You know what I'm saying? Right. I couldn't believe you couldn't figure that out.
Pass a kidney stone over here, bro.
Oh, boy.
Wowing.
Just saying.
You're trying to make this all. I just want to comment on Janet Yellen. Not just Javier Bachera, but like all these other Democrats, high-level Democrats.
Say that again.
They're all.
Javier Becerra.
It's the one issue that is uniting Americans. Everybody else is split on everything else. You talk about immigration. You can talk about, I don't know, Gavin Newsom's record. Any hot button issue in America, women's rights, is going to divide America, and it's going to break down and devolve into political bullshit. But when it comes to cannabis, that's something everybody can get behind. And it looks like Democrats are seizing the moment to move forward with their rhetoric.
Democrats have not seized the moment at all. They've had numerous opportunities to do so. I'm not buying this hype. This is just more hot air coming out of this administration. That's my opinion.
It could have happened under the last administration, but they did not.
It could not have happened under the last administration, bro, because he needed to do it on his second term. The Democrats would have been chastising Trump if he would have passed some sort of cannabis legislation in his first term. They would have been like, oh my God, he's legalizing drugs. And they would have been, all of a sudden, it would have been Joe Biden in full force, his old school anti-drug war veteran and all of that. That's what would have happened, because they would have.
Tomorrow's not promised, is it?
Just saying.
Tomorrow's not promised. That's why you get shit done today, baby.
Oh, boy. Don't worry. He'll be back. He'll be the 3-time champ after this next election.
Got to win 3 times to be a 3-time champ, and he did not.
He won twice.
Elise, do you have any comment on Janet Yellen's Janet Yellen coming out in support, testifying in support of cannabis banking and moving legislation forward on with her rhetoric yesterday?
I have no comment. I think you saw me over here just packing up a dab, because this story's just like on repeat. And as someone who works on the payment side, you know, we really need this act, and it's just so frustrating to hear the same news, the same. I mean, it's felt like years. So exactly. I try to, if I don't have anything nice to say, I'll say nothing. And my comment is negative. It's just, I don't know when this thing will actually pass, honestly, is all I got.
It's going to pass on September 29th. Right before October.
Stop it,
it's gonna
bro.
Be the October surprise. It will be the premeditated October surprise, and it'll be the knockout punch needed for the 3-time loser.
3-time loser? Who are you talking about?
The 2-time and 3-time loser himself.
He's been winning all his cases. He's been winning all of his elections, and he's gonna win again in November. Can't wait.
Oh my God. All these cases?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's been winning all his cases.
E. Jean Carroll, he's about to lose all these buildings.
That's
man.
not even a real case, bro. Come on.
That was a real case. It had real implications.
Stop it.
And you know what? Like, he was found liable of sexual assault. We can talk about
by
that.
crazy banana court republic judges, bro. This doesn't mean nothing.
Next story.
Are you saying you don't believe victims, Jason Beck?
I definitely don't believe E. Jean Carroll was a victim of Trump at all whatsoever. I think that's total horse bullshit. Horse shit and bullshit, both types of shit.
Well, the judge found him very liable, and his
that's what happens in kangaroo courts, though.
His
Rico?
behavior in court made it very, very easy to make that decision, and his own asinine legal team chose not to have a jury for the entire trial. So it seems that he is a 2-time loser that is liable for what he did. in the past, and he couldn't. And he even saw a picture of her in the deposition, and he thought she was his ex-wife. So I don't know what you're talking about, Jason. Like your boy has been implicated for his past discretions, and it is what it is.
Nah, it's all bullshit, bro.
I believe E. Jean Carroll.
You can believe all you want. You know what I'm saying? You can be a believer. Ain't no one going to stop you from trying to believe in fake icons. It's okay. It's all right. It's going to be okay.
Let's go to a commercial.
We're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to be right back.
Oh, man, that was weird. Hey, you, America. Do I look like Sean Connery? Good morning, America. Saman Razani coming to you live from sunny Los Angeles, California with the one and only highest host, Mr. Jason Beck, smoking on the best weed in the world. Did you know that we have an audio-only version of our podcast? You can find it on Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. No excuses in 2024. If you haven't checked us out, check it out now. And also, check out what the Prophet's doing in 2024.
He is commonly known as the highest Republican in every room, known for smoking the best weed in the world, and also just believes history does not exist.
History
We're not
does
going to talk
exist.
about that. We're going to bring him to the stage, Jason Beck.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, Rico. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's great to have Mathieu St. Germain back with us, too. But, man, let me tell you something, you guys. Rico, this story is just for you, okay? When I saw this, all I could think of was you. Are you ready for this, Rico? You and actually, I thought of you and Stone Slade, actually. Because there's a ban on unregulated THC products.
Lord.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Rico. There's a ban on unregulated THC products introduced in Chicago City Council, you guys. That's right. If you walk into a Chicago mini-mart, gas station, or convenience store, you may see a small package that looks like your favorite snack. But if you look closer, you'll see packaging indicates it has cannabis in it. The issue some officials have is that the labels aren't clear enough, and it could lead to adverse outcomes if minors consume the products. That's why Chicago Ald Brian Hopkins is working to crack down on the unregulated industry that he said is negatively impacting youth in the city. In quotes, "These mimic Chips Ahoy. It's called Trips Ahoy. These mimic Skittles. It's called Skittles with a Z," he explained. In quotes, "We don't know where these are made. What's in them? We wouldn't know until you of the researchers told us. What's in them? All of this is happening in this shady industry that's operating outside of the regulatory environment," they says. Dr. Maria Ramadir, Lori Children's Hospital medical director of substance use and preventions, is seeing more young people in the ER with reactions to these products. She said often the products are more potent than legally licensed cannabis products, and it can be hard to understand what is in it. In quotes, "Harmful chemicals are used to synthesize these products, and at the same time, long-term effects remain unknown," Ramadar said. She also says, "So we need to protect our youth and their developing brains and bodies from these products." NBC Chicago dug into several instances reported inside Chicago high schools over the last year, and in one case, 5 students were hospitalized after reportedly eating edibles a student purchased at the nearby corner store. In another case, these students said they took an edible that looked like candy. They were later hospitalized. Hopkins said it's time for Chicago's leadership to step in, and in quotes, "It is just unconscionable that we are letting this happen in plain sight," he added. Well. I mean, I can think of a lot more things that are questionable that are happening in plain sight in Chicago than this. But nonetheless, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this. And if Chicago can't even clean up their crime, what makes you think they're going to clean up Delta-8? Oh, boy, I can't wait to watch this one. What do you think, Rico? It's your town. It's
I
your
think
city.
that, I mean, isn't there already a ban? It's just shutting them down and confiscating the enforcing the law. But
they're going to walk into AM, PM
illegal.
and shut them down.
I don't know what they're going to do to enforce.
They're going to walk into Circle K and shut them down.
But isn't this, they're banning the Delta-8, aka or the Farm Bill legal products, right?
That's what.
Is that
that's
what they're banning? Or are they banning unregulated THC in any form?
No,
it sounds like it's
Delta-8.
Delta-8.
Trips Ahoy in this Skittles.
Like, yeah. Are they banning Trap or Delta-8?
Like that.
You know, it doesn't. I mean, the article mainly, I think, is referencing Delta-8. If I was to take an educated guess, that's what they're talking about. But at the same time, I don't think that it's that people that are selling Delta-8 products wouldn't use those names at the same time either.
Right.
So
yeah, they sound like Trap names.
Yeah,
but,
they're Trips Ahoy, Trips Ahoy, and Skittles. I mean, yeah. If it's not Bo Wrigley selling Skittles in Illinois, no one's allowed to sell Skittles in Illinois.
I'm surprised Bo Wrigley ain't put.
Just saying.
Say that. I'm surprised he didn't put a stop to this.
I'm surprised too. I'm surprised.
Going on
well,
in his
Skittles
own
is actually a Mars candy company.
Yeah, and that's owned by the Wrigleys.
It is?
Yes. It's owned by the Wrigleys, and they own Cresco Labs. Yeah, that's Bo Wrigley.
Wow. Well, I'm from Chicago too, you know, and
I did not know that, Elise.
Yeah.
I thought you were just from NorCal.
My town too. Where'd you think I was from?
I thought you were just from NorCal.
No. Okay. Thank you, though. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm originally born in Minneapolis, grew up in Chicago.
Oh, my God. So you're a beverage consumer.
I'm a what customer?
A beverage consumer. Everyone in Minneapolis is a beverage consumer.
You know, I was ahead of the beverage trend as an edibles judge years ago.
I bet. Those
but I think, speaking of Chicago, I mean, you know, that being my hometown, I still go home to see my family and stuff and try to check out the dispensaries. We know that's trash. So I can't even imagine what these, whether it's Delta-8 or Trap products. I mean, the good Trap in Chicago lives, of course, but the stuff in these corner stores or markets, I just can't imagine what that is. So, but banning it, I'm with Rico. How do they enforce it?
Yeah,
I mean, exactly. And isn't this just like what's going on in New York in a way?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, but not really.
I'm against. Yeah, I think Delta-8 is trash, personally, but I'm not for, you know, any kind of bans of hemp-based products. I think it's just like more rules, and there's gonna be more loopholes, and it's just more opportunities for trappers to get money. So, if they want to put a stop to this, get more access to more people, and make sure that these products are better than the trash that they're putting out there.
Interesting. I mean, Chicago, you know what I'm saying? It's the Windy City, and apparently it's not blowing any of that Delta-8 out of the air.
I agree with you, Rico. Education is the answer, not enforcement. You know, you're not going to stop people from putting illegal products out in the market. We just need to educate our kids as to what's dangerous for them and what's not. I'm trying to get into the high schools, just like they want to do in New York, and educate the kids about what's safe and what's not around cannabis.
I would be with that, Dr. T.
All right, we have agreement.
I'm down with that.
100%.
I'm down with educating the youth as to the keeping them away from boofness. I'm all about that.
Well, we proposed it to the mayor of San Francisco. Let's see what she says.
Oh man, she's gonna have to squander some money in order to fund that project.
It's not
an anti-boof television show. It's an anti-boof television show. So I hope everybody is on board with that.
Mathieu St. Germain, is your mic working correctly yet?
Hello. Yeah, my crew.
Oh man, you're still in and out.
Man, DJ Screw over here chopping it up.
Yeah,
baby.
he's chopped and screwed today. I don't know what did you do, Mathieu? What have you been doing? All this, you've been smoking Delta-8?
Delta-8 ghost in the machine.
Oh man,
airwaves.
Man, oh man. We're gonna keep this train rolling. We're gonna roll right into Dr. Gene Talleyrand. He's the doctor that probably wrote your parents' medical recommendation, and he can write yours too if you head over to Medican.com and get your recommendation. That's right. He's also the founder of the CESC, where they educate people on all kinds of medical stuff, and apparently they're applying for a grant to teach kids in San Francisco. So shout out to them for that. That's right. It is none other than Dr. Gene Talleyrand.
Thanks, Jason. There's no grant. We're just suggesting the idea and would be happy to do it too.
Well, they should be paying for it. They should be paying for it.
What's yeah. Well, this is a service to the public.
They give all that money to all those harm reduction places. They should be giving you some money too, Dr. T. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm going to send you in there to advocate for me.
I would do that.
You and the mayor of San Francisco, tight?
Yeah, me in London breed, yes.
All right, so my story today is about an Australian study from the Journal of Cannabis Research. CBD has potential to manage symptoms of alcohol use disorder, new study finds by Ben Adlin from Marijuana Moment. In the United States, we argue over the legal status of cannabis, a plant. We are both afraid and enamored by THC, the intoxicant. We wrongly equate THC potency with alcohol potency and assume that the more THC in the product, the more intoxicating or high one gets. Meanwhile, most government regulators can't explain, let alone describe, the cannabis high. With cannabis use, people don't stumble. With cannabis use, people don't stumble or talk belligerently. They don't get aggressive and get into fights. Nausea, vomiting, delirium, guilt, and blackouts are often signs of alcohol use disorder and not cannabis use disorder. That's because THC is not alcohol. The purpose of this study was to better understand the combined neurological effects of CBD use and alcohol abuse. The authors reviewed over 700 articles to determine the effect of CBD on healthy brains, and then theorize whether these effects would normalize the damage found in people with alcohol use disorder. Alcoholism affects many of the brain's primary neurotransmitters and their dopamine, GABA, glutamate, serotonin, and opiate receptors. Previous research has identified crosstalk between these receptors and the receptors of the endocannabinoid system. In this study, subjects were given CBD at doses of 600 milligrams or more and evaluated for cerebral blood flow and other signs of brain connectivity through functional MRI. The researchers concluded that the effect of CBD may reduce alcohol-seeking behavior and relapse, which has a role in the management of alcohol use disorder. I consider the concept of young adults and getting cross-faded. Cross-faded refers to the overlap effect of alcohol and cannabis. In a 2018 study, 87% of 800 young adults surveyed in Seattle, Washington, had heard of the term cross-faded, and most felt that getting cross-faded was risky. These two studies highlight a disconnect between the potential benefits and adverse effects of cannabis use. In the case of alcohol use disorder, the review suggests that high-dose type 3 cannabis might be treatment for alcoholism. On the other hand, getting cross-faded with alcohol and cannabis is believed to be risky. My interpretation of these results is that not all cannabis is THC dominant and not all high-dose cannabis is risky. What matters is the type and dosage of cannabis being used. This study shows that getting cross-faded with CBD-dominant type 3 cannabis may be useful in preventing alcoholism. And according to the young adults of Seattle, getting cross-faded with THC-dominant type 1 cannabis may be risky. I believe the only real risk of combining cannabis with alcohol is that less alcohol is consumed. That's a risk for those trying to make a profit from alcohol sales. What do you think? Would you combine cannabis and alcohol? This is Dr. Jean Talleyrand with High at 9 News.
Hell yeah, I would combine cannabis and alcohol 100%, Dr. T. But I have to ask you, is Is CUD related to AUD, Dr. T?
No, I mean, they're two different diagnoses, DSM diagnoses. I'm sorry, ICD-10 diagnoses. So related? No. I mean, they're both substance use disorders, and so that they can be put under that sort of general category.
Okay, my next.
But alcohol causes so much more damage than cannabis, and so they really should be looked at differently.
And I have one more question, medical question for you, Dr. T. Is alcoholism, does it have like a new name all of a sudden as AUD? Because this is the first time I've ever heard of alcohol use disorder.
Yeah, when they switched a few years ago from ICD-9 to ICD-10, they just exploded in terms of the number of diagnoses out there. So they got more specific. And so alcoholism, alcohol use disorder, alcohol abuse in remission. There's so many different diagnoses that you can give someone who's using too much alcohol.
So it's kind of like pronouns for alcoholics.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
It's the they of alcoholics. The they and them of alcoholics.
Oh man. I feel like this is definitely the woke version of alcoholism. These terms.
Well, I think what's really interesting about this study is it really is saying that all the alcoholics out there could probably benefit from some CBD. And if I was an alcohol company, I would start adding CBD in my beverages.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised they haven't. Y'all remember back in was it 2017? At the rise of the CBD rush, and everything had CBD in it. People were selling CBD pillows and CBD blankets.
Everything. CBD toilet paper.
Yep. Toilet paper.
Yep.
That's how you smooth that shit on out, Jason. So, I'm surprised more people haven't done it already.
I think the toilet paper they market it as they provide what is it, inflammatory relief.
So just go use that CBD toilet paper and chill your ass out.
Exactly. Man, I feel bad. Mathieu St. Germain had to figure out his microphone situation. I mean, he's a pretty tech expert. What's going on over there?
I am less sad.
Hey, tell him to call in.
Tell him to yeah. Mathieu St. Germain, you can actually just call in. I think that would probably actually work better. Call Adam like we did before. That'll work.
Call him in. Jason loves imitating his favorite right-wing AM radio hosts. So call into the show.
Who would be my favorite AM radio host?
What's that? Who would be?
Yeah.
The late and terrible Rush Limbaugh.
I used to listen to Rush Limbaugh when I was a little kid.
You would?
Oh no,
I did.
That's legal.
Yep, that was. Yep. Dr. Ruth too.
Talk about save the children.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Dr. Ruth too. When I was a little kid, I remember Dr. Ruth always being on the radio.
That explains so much.
I like Dr. Ruth though.
See, I like Dr. Ruth too. She was a cool lady. Yeah, she had a lot of.
So Dr. T, is this story suggesting that alcohol companies should put CBD in their beverages? Is that the takeaway, or is the story suggesting that if you're trying to quit drinking, you take CBD, or both?
Either way, yes. I mean, I'm suggesting to put it in their beverages, but yeah, it's suggesting that if you want to prevent the damages that come from chronic alcohol use, CBD may be useful, not only in just preventing those damages, but in keeping you from and helping you stop drinking, keeping you from relapsing. What happens is when people who are addicted to alcohol, they're constantly hitting that dopamine button, and that means that they just want to keep doing it over and over. They get the cravings and all of that. So by using CBD, it sort of mitigates that, and you don't get as much of the cravings, which is less relapse.
Yeah, I love that take, and hopefully we have more people dropping those CBD tinctures in their drinks. Or, I mean, it would probably be not so ethical thing to slip a little CBD in your drunk ass uncle's drink.
Consent.
I'll tell you this
know?
much. I'll tell you this much. If alcohol companies start mixing CBD in, you know where it's going to happen first. It's going to happen in whatchamacallit. It's going to happen in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yep. And I think we got Mathieu St. Germain on the line. I think we have Matthew. Matthew, are you with us, Matthew?
I mean, alcohol companies are in the addiction business, and that's how they make money. So I don't know if they would be quick to hop on this.
I'm just saying Minnesota would be the first state to be able to implement it, because I mean they're already selling all their cannabis beverages everywhere beverages are sold. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's where it would make the most sense to happen first.
I see a class action lawsuit against the alcohol industry coming
for discrimination against CBD.
Oh no, they should be putting CBD in their drinks. Otherwise, they're damaging the public.
Yeah, it's not tasty. You know, Rico's right. There was that trend for a minute where everybody was doing cannabis cocktails, CBD cocktails. I produced a lot of events with those bars. I had a recipe published in Mary Jane magazine where I put CBD with mezcal and like Bloody Mary mix. But the thing is, when you're dropping, most tinctures are oil-based, right? So you're dropping an oil-based product on a liquid. It's not water soluble. It's like floating on top. It looks weird, but it went on for years at events. And then also, I think on the consumer side, I also worked with another product that doesn't exist anymore. My high was a water-soluble powder you could add to a drink. And that was to solve the problem of the tinctures being something that people don't want to carry around or look weird with in a bar, like it looks a little sketchy or drug-like. So again, just I think in the industry-wise, we're missing the proper form factor to make it easy and affordable and, you know, tasty for people to add it to their drink. And then on the alcohol and the beverage side, or those manufacturing these drinks, I think they just can't technically cross those lines. And I don't even know if you legally can have CBD in cannabis sold. I bet that might be like a cross contamination thing, kind of like.
It depends on where the CBD was derived from.
But I wonder if you can even have hemp derived CBD in alcohol. Like, do we know that? If that's
I think under the Farm Bill you could. It's legal. It's legal. I don't see why you couldn't. It's psychoactive. I just don't think that there's been any alcohol companies that have taken that leap or dipped that toe in the water to measure the temperature yet.
I mean, judging by the cigarette industry and how they've evolved over the years, they've known about addiction. They've known about the dangers of it, and I would not be surprised if the alcohol industry knew about this. What this study produced years ago, and this might be why they're not going forward with that stuff. Like, do you really want to cut off? Yeah, do you really want to cut off a bunch of people who are continuing to make you billions of dollars? Probably not. Mm-hmm. They might even sell their CBD products under a different label in a different lane to take advantage of that group. And
no, they could just make it a collab.
Alcohol in a different lane. No, but
they just do it a collab.
If they know it's going to stop people, if they know it's going to stop people's addiction to it, like I don't think they're gonna cross those paths.
Let me ask you guys a question. Point. When you crossfade, when you smoke a joint and drink alcohol, do you drink less?
Yes. It depends. Oh, it depends.
I don't think so.
It depends.
I don't think
if I smoke first, if I'm smoking first, I will nurse the same drink all damn night, and I'll feel great at the end of the night. Be ready to go home. Or I'll be ready to go have a nice time in bed, whether it's by myself or with my lady. And but if it's the other way around, I'm fucked up, man. If I drink first and I smoke after I've had a few, like. I'm wasted.
I don't know.
It all depends.
I don't go harder or softer just because of Dr. T. Like if I'm drinking and smoking, I'm drinking and smoking, and that's just what it is.
If I'm drinking without smoking, I would drink more for sure. Like if I'm out like with people and girls' night or some restaurant or club or somewhere.
For girls' night, they're gonna drink more.
Then I'm gonna end up drinking more. But if I'm dabbing or smoke, I'm at like a cannabis event where there just happens to be drinks, but the focus is cannabis, I'm definitely going to drink a lot less. So I think it's, again, the environment. Also depends if I'm doing cocaine or mushrooms or other things too.
Whoa, yeah.
She said if. She said if, Jason.
Who said if?
Yeah,
Come on.
I love it. I love it. I
I
love
think
it.
so.
Hypotheticals never really happened.
Oh man, that little sugar booger.
Depends on who's got the needles. You know what I'm saying?
Who got the needles? Who's carrying the tourniquet? Mathieu St. Germain, are you back with us? Can we hear you?
Can you hear me? I am on my phone.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, we hear you. Yes.
I've got a gnarly echo.
That's all right, bro. You sound like air traffic control.
Yeah.
Yes. Breaker 19.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm deep in the 15th dimension.
You got a time traveler on the line.
Yeah, exactly. Breaker 19.
Hey, Matthew, weigh in. Would you do you drink less when you smoke a joint first?
I would. I don't drink at all. Drinking just.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, drinking lowers one's ability in every way. It basically is a de-optimizer. It makes you slow.
It makes you a great rapper.
It makes you fat. It makes you puffy. It makes you sweaty. Drink mushrooms.
Right.
Tea.
Yeah.
So,
it makes me,
so 3 out of 4 high at 9 correspondents drink less when they smoke first.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Why? We just did the survey.
We did just do a survey. Fair enough. I'm not sure if everyone's telling the truth, but whatever. It's okay. I've hung out with a few of you guys.
As in you, you're not telling the truth as always.
Never. I can't lie. I don't even know how to do that.
Define lie.
Huh? Define lie? Not telling the truth. Pretty easy. See how easy that was? Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, you know what? We're going to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back after this sip, apparently. The Control Tower from Highly Educated has perfected the dab. Utilizing the concept of thin film evaporation, you can waste none of it and taste all of it. The micro texture of the SE pillar increases nucleation at elevated temperatures. And with the tower propelling at 2,600 RPMs, it's certainly the most efficient dab experience to date. The Control Tower from Highly Educated. Oh yeah, stop whatever you're doing. Make sure you hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed already. And all of the articles that we cover on today's show, you can find directly on our website at www.highat9news.com. I'm Jason Beck, and this is Smoky Vanilla. And if you want to feel as good as I look, then you need to get yourself a stretch and smoke with Smoky Vanilla.
That's right, baby. I'm Smoky Vanilla with my background in kinesiology. I'm a sports massage therapist and stretch coach. I focus mostly on athletes who have chronic pain or injury due to their sport, or the legends of the chronic in the game, baby.
Oh, yeah, you know what it is. We just stretched, and now we're going to smoke, because you know what it is.
That's right. I love intuitively creating a session based on the individual I'm working with. We'll go through a few assessments, look at the past health history, injury, or anything that's still affecting you today, and create a customized session just for you. Let's go.
Yes.
I love this. It's like we got truck drivers with us today.
I love it. Up next, it's the return of the immortal cannabis wizard with a Stanford PhD in tripping balls, co-host of the podcast What's Good, lover of cannabis and progress of the human condition. Here to bless us with a thought-provoking take on weed news from the fourth dimensional standpoint. Y'all know who it is, Mathieu St. Germain.
Thank you, Brother Rico. Thank you, everybody.
Reporting live from the astral plane.
Yeah, I'm getting the craziest echo, so I feel like I'm doing a nitrous balloon, so just hang in there with me. I'm going to try to do my best. Whoa, that's me. A new event coming to the Mile High City aims to celebrate psychedelic culture, and it's doing so by trading educational panels and lectures for live music, food, trucks, and art vendors. On June 9th, the inaugural Denver Shroomfest comes to Real Works, 1399 35th Street, Denver, in the River North Arts District for a day-long party. According to founders Jonathan Cherkos and Eric Burden, the event's goal is simple: to have some fun. While there are a plethora of conferences and trade shows dedicated to psychedelics, the organizers see an opportunity to bring local psychonauts together to enjoy entertainment without the pressure of note-taking or networking or growing your generational wealth or your exit plan or any of this other bullshit that is literally coring the soul out of all of us and our earth. I added that part. It's been very focused on investors, venture capital, businesses that don't exist yet. There are B2B conferences, yet there are businesses that aren't allowed to operate, Cherkov said. Denver Shroomfest hopes to entice the underserved scene of casual enthusiasts. And at $55 for early bird tickets, it will also be more affordable than most conferences, which can run a couple $100 at least to several $1,000s for a pass. With some previous events, some people felt excluded who are a big part of the community and simply couldn't afford a ridiculous ticket, Burden said. Also, a lot of them have been relatively low on the entertainment side. Having something entertainment-based will bring the fun out of it. Cherkov and Burden are currently courting local musicians as well as sponsors and artisans who want to set up a vendor village at the venue. They hope to announce the lineup by the end of March. The festival will also include food trucks, a bar, and possibly some interactive art. For those who attended Psychedelic Science last year, Cherkov likened the vibe he's going for to the conference's Deep Space Attraction, which featured live music, large-scale artworks, a tea house, and more. Denver Shroomfest is expected to return around the same time as Psychedelic Science in 2025, he added. Stage production will be paramount to the Shroomfest experience, the organizers said, as will staying within the legal bounds of decriminalization. Fans of psilocybin mushrooms are encouraged to attend, but they are not permitted to consume on-site, Cherkov said. However, he expects there to be gifting or trading of substances and supplies like mushroom grow kits. They'll also be available for sale through vendors. That's why Denver Shroomfest is a 21 and up affair, so they can stay within the bounds of the law. After attending other psychedelic-focused events around the country, the duo hopes this one stands out for its focus on the people and the culture and just having fun within what we're allowed to do, Cherkov said. While staying within the law, Burton emphasized. Denver Shroomfest runs noon to 10 p.m. on Sunday, June 9th. Tickets are now on sale for $55 at denvershroomfest.com. On April 1st, the price increases to $65. This to me is great news. I'm going to put my headphones on and get way more psychedelic here. I like what they're saying about getting away to this whole B2B thing. Everyone trying to core money out of psychedelics. People thinking they need anyone's permission to do psychedelics. Psychedelics unlock features and facets of your own mind, soul, and we need to use them. We don't need anyone's permission to use them. I'm really excited what you guys have to say. This is Mathieu St. Germain, tripping balls on an audio delay on a Friday. I love you. What do you guys have to say about this?
This sounds like they're having like the mushroom cup or something. Like it's going to be like an old school like High Times cannabis cup, but like just for mushrooms is what it sounded like to me, Matthew. Am I right about this?
It's even beyond that. There's no competition. It's all cooperation. Well, I think they're trying to get back to the vibe that's actually real.
In all fairness, I think that it's very hard to distinguish people to be like, oh, I'm way higher than you when everyone's all tripping balls on mushrooms.
I think the mushroom cup's ridiculous. And I like the guys who throw it. I think they're amazing, intelligent. I appreciate their advocacy for mushrooms. But, bro, like, can we just stop dick measuring contests for a minute? Can we just realize that cooperation is the only way forward? You know?
Hold on, Matt. Hold on, MSG. Are you saying that are you anti-penis envy?
Ha! No, I'm totally pro it. I might only be 5'6", but I wear size 11.5 shoes.
Yes.
So I think I still qualify for the contest. I just think it's time to stop competing so much.
But how would you know who's winners and losers?
We can all be winners.
Everybody's a winner.
Together.
Everyone's a winner.
What I'd like to highlight.
This is just a return to normalcy, right?
I think it's a big festival.
Everybody getting stoned and high and just tripping and just like having a good time. Like I don't see anything wrong with this, and I hope
you know what
have more.
You know what though? The event
kind of stuff happening around the U.S.
The event organizers, though, they should have two different size booths. So. For all the companies that are micro dose companies,
growers and the showers.
No. All the people that are micro dose companies, they should have little baby activations.
Little booths.
And then people that are actually selling mushrooms, you know what I mean? Then they should have like real activations, real immersive experiences.
I'd like to take 1 second to highlight something historical that happened in the Haight.
Mm-hmm.
There was a group called the Diggers, and the Diggers were based on some older Irish anarchists, and what they were into was finding and accumulating free food, clothing, and other articles from the community, and then redistributing those.
Mm-hmm.
And the real beginning of the psychedelic culture in the United States in the 60s was based on the fact that we actually as a community generate far more than we ever need. Hoarding is wrong and is going to bring us all into a hell realm. And what we really need to be doing is creating art and music and helping each other by giving each other the resources and space to do so. Because it's our artists that will envision a new reality for all of us to inhabit. The universe is a hologram and a song. Why do I say that? Because everything is vibration. Everything, even light and the photons in light, are actually vibratory sound. The way we get to new realities is by singing them into being and imagining them into being. Let's give our artists and our visionaries the space to create and envision a reality that we can then inhabit, and a reality where we're not dropping bombs on people regardless of their guilt or innocence. A reality where we're not denying food or housing or safety or medicine to anyone. A reality where we remember that we were all born on this same spaceship. We are related to every animal species, every plant species, and every fungal species. We are a family, and we will not be able to live in peace until we open our arms to each other and embrace each other as a family. We have a chance to navigate this universe in peace together, and all we need to do is raise our voices up and sing a harmonious song together. Bro, this audio delay's got me high as balls.
Man.
Yo, I would listen to your AM radio show before Jason's. Just saying.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You guys are so cute.
Oh, my God.
You guys are so cute. Mm-hmm. Man,
Mathieu St. Germain dialing in on CB radio today.
Yeah. And this event is in Denver, Colorado. And when is this event, Mathieu St. Germain? What's the date and the times?
Okay, let me one second. Let's go all the way back. June 9th.
June 9th. June 9th. All right.
Yes.
So
I'm going to try to make this
right after Memorial Day weekend.
Right before Juneteenth. I love it.
Right after the Emerald Cup Judges Party, which is the day before my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Turn up.
Yeah.
Turn up.
You know we're having our own shroomfest on June 4th, bro.
Yes, that's right. I'll be up there for that.
How old are you going to be, MSG?
Infinity.
See, I told you, bro. I told you he's from the beginning of time. He's from the beginning of time.
It's my infinitiest birthday, you guys.
I bet.
Yes.
Oh, man. It sounds like an Alice in Wonderland tea party.
Thanks for putting up with me this crazy audio situation, you guys.
We're going to go to a commercial. We're going to be right back.
Thank you for that.
Oh my God.
You preached. It was
always
great.
uplifting, Matthew. Always.
I literally can't tell if any of that made sense because of this echo.
The echo made it 10 times more dramatic in a good way.
Get ready for the return of the shit show to Los Angeles, returning Friday, May 3rd, 7 p.m. to midnight at a brand new venue. Comedy sets by comedians such as Demi York, Lindsay Ames, Alyssa Phillips, Chris Thayer, Josh Shakespeare, Fumi Avi, Jay Snow, Brent Weinbach, Chris Kelly, and hosted by none other than Abdullah Saeed. So head over to www.cloudmedia.partners now to get your tickets, and we'll see you there. Oh, yes. And we're back. That's right. Yes, that's right. It's going to be an amazing time, Elise. You should come down. And that's right. Coming up next is Miss Elise McRoberts. She is the Hashanista and also will help you with all your payment processing needs through PayRio. That's right. It is none other than the Hashanista fashionista herself with a style file, Miss Elise McRoberts.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Rocking a golden mushroom today. So
oh boy.
Shout out to the mushrooms as well.
Styling with St. Germain.
Jason, now that you know I'm from Chicago, maybe in the future I'll get some of those stories because you love to give me Ohio, another Midwest state, which I'm not mad about reporting on today. This is, I think, a good news story. You guys will tell me what you think, but here it is. It's from 10 TV or 10 WBNS, I don't know, Ohio. I don't know what city. Oh, Circleville, Ohio. And the title is Farmers Market Event Focused on Educating Ohio How to Properly Grow Marijuana at Home. At the market, there will be different vendors hosting classes, going over growing fundamentals, growing equipment, and seeds and cutting. Circleville, Ohio, there's a farmers market happening, but this one isn't focused on fresh produce. Since you can now legally grow marijuana in Ohio, this market will focus on people learning how to properly and legally grow their own cannabis at home. So it goes on to describe the event. It's, a news piece, so I won't read the whole thing, but it's saying that it's open to people 21 and up, and there's no place to buy recreational marijuana yet, but adults can legally grow up to 6 plants since December. So that's why at the market, you can, again, go to the vendors and take these classes and go over equipment and fundamentals and cuttings and seeds. It's kind of saying the same thing over and over, but here's a nice quote. I've been saying growing cannabis is easy, but growing cannabis is hard, said John Lutz. He is the creator of the event and has worked in this industry for 15 years, according to him. We want people to see success and have results early on so that they're not frustrated and leave the hobby. This is the second market that's happening in Ohio. The first was in Cleveland, and Lutz said that more than 1,000 people came out, and they had around 40 vendors. So this event will have 75 vendors. And yeah, Lutz says it's a chance to get people access to information they can trust, since it's a new option in the state. And it's nice to have an open and free market where you can just have community and a culture that understands cannabis, appreciates cannabis, and is very excited to trade genetics amongst each other. So it's going to be 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. And sorry, where's the date? Just says Saturday. But there's going to be a following event on April 20th, and go to, I don't know, Jason, will we have a link to this on our website if people are in Ohio and want to find it?
The article will be on our website, and so they'll be able to find everything that's
and it's this is ohiocannabis.com farmers market.
Mm-hmm. Ohio Cannabis Farmers. Interesting.
So yeah, what do you guys think of this?
This is cool. They're gonna have like a little farmers market for home growers. Like there's gonna be there'd be a lot of tents apparently, like for sale. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of aquarium tank lights and whatnot. Maybe an aluminum foil company. Are you on mute, Rico? I think you're on mute.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you're on mute, bro. And Matthew's on mute. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aluminum foil and tents is what they're gonna be selling.
I mean, come on. I remember when I was
fired at Ohio.
I remember my very first grow. Like we didn't, really know much. Like super young, and I thought aluminum foil was the same thing as Mylar, and so like I had this little cubby with this like one little plant in there with a little aquarium light, and I put foil on the sides, but like kind of made it too hot in there. Ultimately,
getting too hot, get your ass out the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
We on a mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, big shout out to Ohio, man. Like
down in Ohio, swag like Ohio, down in Ohio.
You got to swag like Ohio, man.
Yeah, bro.
Ohio's trying their best right now, man. Ohio's trying their best to get in line. I know they're behind the curve. Illinois and Michigan are stealing their thunder, and they got a little bit of wood to chop here. Even Minnesota stole their thunder, and we'll see what happens, man. I have nothing but positive vibes to send out to Ohio. I hope they get everything right, and I hope that they stay true to what the people want. And I was very, very encouraged by the way they handled cannabis legislation right off the bat when the Republicans did an immediate about face, and they changed the legislation. They've had hiccups since, but they changed the legislation to be more in alignment with what the people voted for. So, we'll see what happens. We're watching Ohio, and I wish them the best, but those tents got to go.
The tents, bro, I'm telling you.
I just looked it up too. It's Circleville's the not too far from Columbus. That's the nearest largest city, Circleville, Ohio. So this is cute. Nice little small town farmers market. There should be more of this stuff. And you know what? Also, shout out to the news station for reporting this. Positive press. I love it. Ohio.
Yeah. Shout out to High 9 News for covering this. Yeah, exactly, Elise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to us.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
But I'll tell you what. Go ahead, Rico.
I was going to say, anybody putting out positivity towards the plant and covering news from a balanced standpoint, like, I'm all for it.
I wonder if they're going to have anybody out there, like, seriously selling plants. Because I think they can legally sell plants. You can legally sell seeds. I wonder if there's going to be like a bunch of people out there with like clones just slinging plants.
I bet. Yeah. I mean, it says seeds and cuttings. I think to them, cuttings are clones.
Cuttings,
right?
Yeah, it does. It did say cuttings. Okay, all right, yeah. Then there will be some little genetic vendors out there. Yeah, cute.
This could be lit for all we know.
I would love to go just to watch it and see it, and you know what I mean. Smoke my weed and then have them be like, whatever you smell, your weed's not going to smell like that when you finish it.
I'll tell you this: there is no people watching like Midwest people watching. It is some of the best people watching.
It is. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right. I'm gonna Mathieu St. Germain. Do you have any thoughts on this home grow?
Everyone should grow at home.
Everyone should grow at home. Fair enough.
Overgrow the government. Stop asking for permission to do things that are moral.
Okay. All right. Any thoughts, Dr. T? Home grow? I know we're all supporters of home grow.
And put in some tomatoes in there too. That you get what you put into it. It's a great way to introduce yourself to cannabis.
Do you do that just for the helicopters or the drones that fly over your house?
No, you do it because you like tomatoes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Canyon planting.
Just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. All right, you guys. Here's the big story of the day. Okay. And shout out to Dr. Mark Chaldon, who could not be with us today, but he wanted to make sure that this story got covered. He's like, this is very, very, very important. And Amazon's CBD, hemp, and Delta-8 problem, you guys. Violations of U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, regulations, and of Amazon's own policy, as well as blatant mislabeling of product contents are among the issues raised by a new study of products sold by Amazon and other major retailers. Tests of 56 hemp products purchased on Amazon showed that 43% contained no hemp of any kind, according to a new report by CBD Oracle, a consumer research company that works to improve the safety and transparency of cannabis products. In quotes, this means there is no hemp seed oil, no hemp cannabinoids, or anything that could possibly justify saying these products were hemp. CBD Oracle's Amazon hemp market in an independent analysis report stated, you guys. The test also found that 11% of the products contained THC and 3 had very high quantities of Delta-8 THC, which is banned in many states and declared as a Schedule I drug under the Controlled Substances Act, according to the DEA. The products with the highest THC content contained 641 milligrams, that's 2,507 milligrams, and 3,028 milligrams of THC, the vast majority of which was Delta-8 THC, per the report. In a quote, the most potent gummy contains 76 milligrams of THC per piece, well above what would be acceptable in a state legal marijuana edible, even after accounting for the reduced potency of Delta-8 relative to Delta-9, the report stated as well. CBD was also a problem area identified by CBD's Oracle product testing, as 30% contained CBD and were in violation of both Amazon policy and the Food and Drug and Cosmetic Act, per the federal government. Per the Amazon report, Amazon's policy prohibits the sale of CBD. Very, very interesting, you guys. Dosage was a major problem area, as the study found that nearly all products, 96%, either provided no dosage information or gave inaccurate dosage information, and on average, the products in the study contained just 25% of the promised dosage in terms of cannabinoids, while the dose specified usually didn't say what it what exactly it measured, customers would likely assume this referred to cannabinoids in the context of a hemp gummy, according to the report. Nearly all products, 95%, provided no lab certificate of analysis or a COA of any kind, and medical claims, whether claims that CBD can treat COVID-19 or products simply labeled as any sort of cure or treatment for an ailment, are technically illegal, as CBD products are subject to FDA regulations. As Cannabis Business Times reported on, the FDA has, over the past several years, issued warning letters to companies selling products that violate the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. Despite the illegality of medical claims, more than half of the products, 52% in the study, made an unapproved medical claim about the product. And in quotes, in particular, products made claims about pain relief, anxiety relief, sleep promotion, and even the common cold, according to the report. While many products made medical claims verbally, it was more common for product pages to include an image of a body part, for example, back or knee, with red patches or other signifiers of what the FDA calls abnormal tissue, and to claim or imply the product provides relief from this. Pet products were subject to the most blatant medical claims, and CBD's Oracle study evaluated the products based on the FDA's guidance on what constitutes a medical claim. And to conduct the research, CBD Oracle purchased 56 popular hemp products, 45 gummies, 8 tinctures, 2 topical creams, and 1 pack of mints on Amazon in December of 2023 and January of 2024. While the products were purchased on Amazon, some of the exact products are also sold on Walmart and eBay, Humani Shali, editorial director for CBD Oracle, told Cannabis Business Times. And the products purchased by CBD Oracle were sent unopened to Infinite Chemical and Analysis Labs, Infinite Cal, for cannabinoid content and potency testing, specifically Delta-9 THC, Delta-8 THC, CBD, THCA, CBDA, CBG, GA, CBN, THCV, CBDV, and CBC, using ultra-high performance liquid chromatography with a diode array detector, UHPLC-DAD, after being homogenized and mixed with an appropriate solvent. According to the report's methodology, products which were confirmed by standard potency testing to contain no cannabinoids were sent for further testing by GCMS MS gas chromatography, tandem mass spectrometry. 5 products were also tested for pesticides and mycotoxins, heavy metals, residual solvents, microbials, and foreign materials, and the test found no safety issues with those products, according to the report. Well, you guys, Amazon, I feel like, has a big problem coming up, and there may even be some type of I smell in a class action lawsuit, but I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
Oh, I have so much to say about this. Yeah. Go ahead, Rico. You go.
I was going to say, you can lump this. I mean, I don't know how much of a big problem it is, because you can lump this along with all the other bullshit supplements that Amazon sells too, that have a bunch of substances that are not FDA approved, and they make all different kind of claims as well. So any of these online outlets that you're buying supplements or pills or whatever, most of them do not have what they say on the label, period.
So, yeah, you have to make sure that CBD, your supplements are provided with third-party COAs.
Yeah, like whether it's CBD, hemp Delta-8, like this stuff, or anything that you can find on the shelves at GNC, if you're buying it online, you're buying it at your own risk. I do know that, we're going to focus on the Delta-8 products and all this other stuff that they are talking about in the article. But Amazon just has a problem when it comes to just selling shit from whoever the vendors are, and not really investigating what these products are. Period. Amazon is there to make money as a platform, and that's what they're going to continue to do. You follow the money, you're not going to like what you see behind that curtain. So,
yeah, not everything on Amazon is qualified. There's a whole dark web there of, you can very easily get scammed on that platform, whether fashion or a food product. But that's not just Amazon, right? I mean, they're talking about cosmetics as well. I mean, as a consumer, whether it's supplements or cosmetics, we do have to look into who's making them and what's really in it. And then on top of that, I'll speak from the marketing perspective, as I have worked with many CBD hemp brands quality products, mind you, topicals and supplements and even pet products. But it's marketing 101. You can't make these health claims. I mean, there's a whole list of what you can and cannot say, what you cannot have on your website and on your packaging. So some of this stuff is just really lazy marketing by the brands, and then lazy or Amazon not doing their due diligence. So there's not really rules on who can and can't sell there. And then on the third, I will just say that, yeah, not all CBD products, especially, or any products in beautiful packaging, marketed as luxury or wellness or something better than the rest, are that good at all. And especially if they don't offer their own third-party testing, which isn't required, but a lot of the good companies will do it to speak for the efficacy and quality of their products. But again, yeah, when something is big and trendy, it's like CBD, there's going to be a lot of people who just want to make money and sell whatever. And I got to say, I feel like that's what's happening in the mushroom space as well, whether it's functional mushrooms or psychedelic mushrooms, people jumping on that wellness trend. You see so many more mushroom products out there, and you don't know if it's made from fruiting bodies or extract, or is there any actual mushroom in here? And so I digress. I'll cede the floor. Those are my thoughts.
Dr. T, what do you think about this?
This is why people need to grow their own. I'm surprised that they allow these stores. So if I go to a Safeway, I can't rely on the products on the shelf because they're not being validated or verified for accuracy in labeling and content.
Yep.
It seems crazy to me.
I think there's a big class action lawsuit. I think I might even go and buy some of these products today just off of some drugstore shelves just to start a whole class action lawsuit on all this. Why not? Find a good ambulance chasing lawyer and let him go to town.
Amazon is a great place for you to make money to a certain extent on the low end, but it's also a great place for you to just say whatever the hell you want and probably make money off of that.
I mean, Troll Central calls it Scamazon.
Scamazon.
Well, and also the natural products world has been like that for years, though. There's a lot of supplements or vitamins or things that aren't necessarily, actually that potent or quality that have fillers. And yeah, you got to know your stuff when it comes to, again, because these products aren't regulated. And if it's a $1 billion+ industry, everyone wants to get a piece of that pie.
3 really good brands are Pure Encapsulations, Life Extension, and bulksupplements.com. All of those are high quality.
Right. And I mean, if you're really, really into, supplements and this kind of like side of the wellness industry, like learn how to make stuff yourself. You know what you're putting in your body when you make it yourself. So as we get more and more industrialized as a world, like you have no idea what kind of trace chemicals is in anything. So take that to the bank.
Well, I'll tell you this:
these scammers are doing it.
you know what Justin Benson had to say about this? He said, "Next, they're going to tell us that the dick pills at the gas station don't work."
Shout out to the OG.
Sounds like he tried it.
Oh, that's good. That's good, you guys.
Is it more about the effect or the adverse effects? I don't know.
Oh boy.
I don't know. What do you think?
Man, you guys. I think Amazon's gonna have a problem on their hands though with this. I think a lot of CBD retailers. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people in the hemp industry that are gonna cry because they're gonna get their Amazon accounts deleted and not be able to be a merchant on their site, and they're gonna be like, oh, I can't do business.
Oh, they had a good run.
Yeah.
Amazon.
It happens to everyone.
What is Amazon's market cap? Is it like $1 trillion?
Amazon gets like over $1 billion hits on their website a day.
Right. I'm gonna Google their market cap right here, but I doubt that that anything that is done to them will really put a dent in 1.86 trillion market cap. I doubt any kind of sanction put on them, any kind of a fine put on them is just the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
So when you let companies become that big, shit like this is going to happen. So this is unchained capitalism, and they're not going to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say it's a problem. We can say that all we want.
I think it's a bigger problem for these
mad
hemp companies, Rico. I don't think it's as big of a problem for Amazon. I think it's a bigger problem for these hemp companies, because I think once Amazon actually, their compliance team gets the word of this, they're going to start doing their own internal tests, and then they're going to start kicking people off their platform and banning them from being able to be merchants.
Well, this is I think there's a problem that everybody faces in the digital age. If you're a digital trapper, there is a paper trail. The government knows what you're doing. If you have not gotten hit, if you have not gotten snitched on yet, it's just because you're either too small or you're too insignificant, right? So if they want to get you on whatever, like, we are in a global surveillance state.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, you heard that one trapper got raided, and it was all based off of sales from his Telegram account.
Yeah, like nothing is like the way that they brand quote unquote encryption is not real.
It's not real encryption, exactly.
Like it's not real end-to-end encryption. They will find what's going on. They'll find your servers if they want to, and you will get popped.
Yep.
Like, nobody's safe in this shit. And if Edward Snowden did not teach you anything, it's that the government knows everything. Period. So go ahead and get your money, get your quick money. But if you get too big, you're gonna get locked up. That's it.
Get it, baby. Get it. It's Friday.
All right. So on that note,
secure the bag, Rico.
Let's secure the bag. Let's take them home. Thank you all for joining us for yet another week of High at 9 News. You can catch us live weekdays at 9 a.m. Pacific, high noon on the East Coast. Big shout out to our super fans showing love, getting their comments posted live on the big screen, our live audience and online supporters, catching us across all media platforms, tuning in each day to the headlines of chaos, also known as the developing cannabis industry. To our vetted correspondent team tuning in from all over, bringing us much needed variety of perspective and your respective opinions to the table. Such a pleasure to have Mathieu St. Germain back with us, man. Love you, brother. To our production team, Cloud Media Partners, all the sponsors keeping our lights on, AV struggles to a minimum, and of course, Adam back there. Ooh, Archangel. Devilish feathers today. Devilish feathers. Keep it our AV struggles to a minimum. And as always, Cannabis Sativa L, the reason we show up to read these headlines every single day. Thank you, too. It has been Friday, March 22nd, 2024. Hope you've all been blessed with the top industry headlines this week. And it was enough for you to put in your pipe, at least until Monday. All right, my name is Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High at 9 News, cannabis industry's #1 daily news show. I'm going to give this one to Elise McRoberts.
All right. Well, thank you, Rico. And just a reminder to everyone, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. So, stay strong and plant to plant, take a mushroom, enjoy your weekend, stay lit, be safe.